Hi, my name is Judie VanKooiman, and you're watching Life Issues. This month's show is Walnut Street Center, and my guests are Carolyn Guffey and Eva Asagadi. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Carolyn, what is your professional background?
So I've been working in the human service field for over 30 years now. I actually started out when I was in college working in a residential program. I had a really good friend who was working in a home. She loved it. She encouraged me to apply. I did, and I've never left. I honestly believe that if she wasn't doing the work, I would never have known about it. It's not a field that you hear about. I think a lot of people don't know about the good work that we're doing out there. I worked through multiple positions throughout the years, was a house manager, cluster manager, residential director, and then I had the opportunity to get into staff training, which got me into the human resources side of the game, which was great. I got to really know our employees, what they want, what they need. I actually came to Walnut Street Center in that capacity as the Director of Human Resources. After I started working there, I realized that my operational background was really in need, and I jumped back into that side of the business, became the COO, and now the Executive Director.
You have to have a passion to do all that, to work with special needs and all that, so I commend you.
Thank you.
And Carolyn, what is the Walnut Street Center?
So we're a small human service provider. We work with adults with developmental and intellectual disabilities. Here in Massachusetts, obviously, we're headquartered in Medford. We've been around since the 1970s. We were formed by a group of families. So back in the day, as they say, there weren't a lot of services for folks with developmental and intellectual disabilities. Families got together really to give each other respite and support, babysitting services. Are there camps out there? Are there schools out there? What can we do? How can we advocate for more services? At that time, people with disabilities lived at home or they lived in state schools. And so, there just wasn't anything out there. So we really, families got involved in the general advocacy. And then as the state began to sponsor more community-based programming, Walnut Street partnered with them. We expanded our services into what we see today.
Awesome. And when was the center established?
So parents started to get together in the late 60s, and then we were incorporated in the early 1970s.
Wow, long time.
Been around for a while. I haven't been there since then. Feels like it some days, but
that's awesome. That's great. Eva, what is your professional background?
Hi, thank you. I have had over 20 years experience in the human services field. I've worked in different positions. I actually started as a direct support professional. I've worked with different agencies. I came into the Walnut Center as a cluster supervisor, and I've been here with the Walnut Center over 10 years now. Started as a cluster supervisor, worked my way up to the residential director, and from there I am now the director of operations. So it's been great, the passion I've been put it into the work, and I'm here.
And like I just told Carolyn, you have to have a passion working with all that, so that's cool, so I commend you too. And how many people did the center serve last year?
About 200. Yeah, and we're still growing.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, we're still growing in both different areas. Yeah.
And how many staff does the center have?
We have about 225 right now.
Oh, is it almost one-on-one, or is it more how many staff and how many clients work with each other?
So
it varies. Yeah.
It does vary. It seems like that, right? If you say, well, we serve 200 people and you have 200 staff, wouldn't that be great if we all had our own staff? I would like my own staff person to help me. Don't forget our residential programs operate 24/7.
Right.
So it's nights, it's holidays, it's weekends. So it takes a lot of staff. 40 hours is a small portion of a full 7-day week.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And Carolyn, what areas does the center serve?
So geographically, our headquarters are in Medford on Mystic Ave. Somerville, Cambridge, and Arlington are sort of our base, right? We started in Somerville. We recently opened a day program in Hyde Park, so that's new for us to be in Boston. We have a program that we just opened in Wilmington, so that's a newer area for us. And then we're also recently purchased a building in Bedford, Mass. So we'll be opening probably in early 2025, another day program there.
Wow.
So central Boston, metro Boston area is our core, and then we're slowly creeping out to that central Middlesex area. We're
awesome.
trying.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. And what type of services do you provide?
So as you said, 200 people is a
Yeah,
lot of different
it's-
services.
Yeah.
So we really started out residential. Actually, we really started out with a day program, right? Parents were getting together looking for a school type of program. Currently, we have residential programming. So we serve about 100 people residentially. We have 74 people who live in our 24/7 homes. So we have 17 homes, Cambridge, Somerville, Arlington, and now in Wilmington.
Yep.
They have between 3 and 5 residents in them. And those folks, anytime they're in the home, they're staffed. And it varies whether it's 1-to-1 or they have 5 residential members and maybe 2 or 3 staff. Then we have 7 people who live in apartments that we sponsor. They're not staffed 24/7. They're in a less than 24/7 model. So maybe they have staff from 3 to 6 as opposed to 24/7.
Right.
And then I've got about 20 people, or we've got about 20 people who live on their own. They live with mom and dad, they live with a roommate, or they live independently in an apartment. And they're supported through case management. So they may need help with money management, with travel, with vocational exploration, tenancy issues. And so folks can have 1 hour a month or 10 hours a week, really based on need. So that's the residential component, and then we have day program. I think that's how you got introduced to our program, was
Yeah.
through our day services.
Yes.
So in Medford, we have about 130 to 50 people on a daily basis who come in. We have 2 program models there. We have community-based day services, and we have day habilitation.
Okay, great. And Carolyn, can you please tell us about your logo? I was fascinated with it and all the words around it. Can you?
Yeah, so we developed the logo and the tagline in 2013. We're really looking for a visual representation of what we could offer. You know, it's sort of like a snapshot, right? And so you'll see WSC in the middle. So we are Walnut Street Center, which was one of the streets, one of our original programs was on Walnut Street. So we don't really have an association with that physical location anymore. So we mostly say WSC. So you'll see that in the middle. And then on the outside circle, you'll see Making Lives More Meaningful, which is our tagline. And then inside of that circle, you'll see empowerment, advocacy, support, dignity, growth. And those are the action items that we're going to take to help people make their lives more meaningful. And so we really hoped that through that, and it fascinated you, which is good. It did its job.
Yeah.
People would get a little bit of an idea what they could expect from us.
Yeah, cool, good. And Eva, can you please tell us about the Walnut Street Center?
Oh yeah, we are a nonprofit organization. We are primarily funded by the Department of Developmental Services. Like Caroline mentioned, it was founded in the 1970s by a group of family who wanted services for their children. So they started advocating for these services, not only for their children, but also for others in the community that have similar needs. So, and ever since we've grown to open more community living in different areas. Caroline mentioned in different cities that we have right now. So it's been a growth for us, and we're happy to continue that growth for the individuals.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And how can someone support your programs and services? Do you do fundraising?
Yes, but we're limited. As Carol mentioned, we are a very small organization. We do plan in the future, once we grow, to have a department to do all that fundraising, grants writing, and all of that. We do have a website. If anyone is willing to donate, they can log into our website and follow through with the donation section on that to donate to our organization.
Okay. And can you please tell us about your key values?
Well, we want to continue to empower our individuals, and that, like this Carol mentioned, that's the goal, and so for them to continue to have meaningful lives to live, and to advocate for them, and also engage others in our progress, in our mission, including family members, stakeholders, providers out there, and our staff to continue to provide these services for our individuals.
Okay, awesome. And can you please tell us, Carolyn, about what a day is like for the clients?
Sure. We talked a little bit about the different types of programs, so depending on what program. But I think we talk mainly about the day program. So folks come in, the program operates from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come in either through a family member or state-sponsored transportation. And if you're in our community-based day program, that program is really geared for working age adults. They're on the path to employment, but they don't have the skills they need quite yet to get there. So they're going to come in, they're going to have a check-in, meet with their friends and colleagues, what's happening in the world, what's happening in the program today, and then they're going to be off. They're going to be out in the community. They're going to be volunteering. They're going to be going to a book club. They're going to be going to the senior center. They're going to be going out to have some fun. The goal there is career exploration, building of skills, socialization, the different things to become more independent, so that path to employment becomes more of a possibility. The second program we have there is day habilitation. It's actually for Mass Health members with developmental or cognitive disabilities. So they have to be deemed medically necessary through Mass Health. And that's really geared towards therapeutic and medical needs. So you're going to see people that have more complex medical needs, more physical disabilities. And they're going to be offered PT, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language. We have a music therapist on site. We have nursing supports for folks. We have a full working kitchen with dual kitchens, so we do kitchen training. We have a physical education sector. We have an art room. We have a horticulture room. So those folks are going to be on site more often, and it's really going to be habilitative in nature, but they're going to still have an exciting and fun day.
Okay, but a lot of the clients get to go out into the world, basically.
Right.
and
Yeah, our
Most
community-based day program, almost everybody's out of the
Right.
building a majority of the day.
Every day. Okay, cool. Sounds like fun.
And sometimes we bring the community in. So we've been known to have a Halloween party.
Party, yeah.
We have an annual cookout.
Yeah.
We have a musician who comes in, and our guys like to do karaoke and a little dancing. So we'll try to do activities that also bring the community in.
Right.
So we want to help our folks get out, but we want folks in the community to understand who we are and get some exposure to people with disabilities. Right? Not
Exactly.
everybody has that.
Right.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Carolyn, how old does someone have to be to participate at the center?
So it has to be 22. So currently we only serve adults. And folks that have developmental or intellectual disabilities age out of children's services and the school system at 22. So
And then how long can they stay with you?
right through end of life.
End of life, yeah.
So Eva manages all of our operations and is amazing. We are so lucky to have her. We've seen people that have come in with the original group of families in the 1970s. I have one individual who's still living in our home. He's really gearing towards end of life, Alzheimer's, dementia. We'll support people right up. We'll work with hospice care right up till the end so that people can pass with dignity in their own homes. It's very difficult,
Yeah.
but I think it's really rewarding.
It's very rewarding.
Yeah.
And just to add to Carolyn's point, with the group of family members that came together and started this organization, some of them are still in our board of directors, and we also still serve some of their children in our residential programs. So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
And Eva, why was the center started?
From a group of family
Families.
that came together that wanted services for, I think we touched on a few of, why the family came together and they wanted services for their loved ones and for others in the community that also need with special needs as well.
Right.
So the advocacy went on to the state, and that's how the organization came together and started.
Okay. Right. And do you look for volunteers?
We do have volunteers that come to us every year. We have the Medford High School, the Malden High School, and we also have Tufts University interns. We have university that every year they come out to our day program. They also come out to our residential programs. OT. Most of them are occupational therapists. They're trying to do their interns. So we offer this opportunity for them to come out to do this. And the Malden High School, the Medford High School, like Carolyn mentioned, not a lot of people know what we do out there. So these are high schoolers that are about to graduate that wants to learn about our services, that maybe want to join and work in the human services field. So they come to our program, spend some few hours at the day program, few days a week, and then they get picked up by their school and bring them back to school. So it's been rewarding to see them every year. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And Eva, can you please tell us what Respite is?
Respite is a short-term program for specifically for folks that live at home. These are individuals that don't have any residential setting. They don't have any group homes. So family, sometimes they're working. They work a 9 to 5, and our center is a 9 to 3, during the weekdays. So we, started doing the short term where after the day program, we stay with them till 7 o'clock. So it gives family opportunity to leave work to get home on time. Then we can bring them, drop them off. Same thing on the weekends. We have individuals, about I would say 35 to 40 of them that come to on Saturdays, and we go out on activities. It could be movies, taking them to shows, bowling, name it. And they have a great time. And during this time, the family have opportunity to go grocery shopping, go get their hair done, so it just create that short term, for them from 9 to 6 hours during that time. And then we also offer families drop off and pick up. We have a few of them that don't have transportation. We pick them up, and in the morning by 9 o'clock, we also bring them back after 3 o'clock. So it's been a rewarding, services for us to do all these things for our individuals.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good.
I have to say, I think that's one of the most popular new
Yes.
programs we have.
Oh,
Families
yeah.
are really
They love
appreciative
it.
of
They
that
really
6 or
love it,
7
yeah.
hours of
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
time to get things
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure families are angels, having to have special needs, child, or not a child, they're adults.
Yes.
And so they need some, TLC.
Time,
and,
right,
yeah,
just,
need to do
for
stuff
themselves, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or-
coming out of COVID, I think we've
Oh.
all spent enough time with one another. We just
Right.
want to get away from
Right.
each other. So I think
Right.
that's
And-
something the families really appreciate.
yeah.
The opportunity to socialize.
Yes.
Right? Hang out with your friends.
Yeah, exactly. And Carolyn, if anyone has any questions, can you give us your contact info?
Sure. So obviously, Carolyn Guffey can be reached at 617-629-3562. And I think you're going to put my email. If people go to the website, which if they just put in Walnut Street Center or WSC, it's going to pop up, and there'll be contacts right there. You can go to meet our team. You'll see me, you'll see Eva, and you'll see other folks. I think for residential programming, we have a woman named Binta who's the director of Res. She's perfect person to reach out to for that. And Sarah O'Brien is our day director.
Yes.
So if you have an interest in the day program, but if you're just not sure what you're interested in, or you want to give us a large sum of money, you can contact me directly.
Okay. And Eva, your contact info?
Same website. You see my information there as well, but my number is 617-629-3589.
Okay. And is there anything else that you'd like to share that we didn't touch upon for our audience?
Yeah, I think that when we're thinking about the field, right, and the idea that not too many people know about it, when you talk to kids in high school, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a teacher, I don't think anybody says, well, I want to work with people with
Right.
disabilities. So just the awareness that the field exists, that we get lots of people who want to be teachers, who want to be therapists, who want to be nurses. This is a great place to start. Right, it's a great place when you're in school to work, and you can work full-time or part-time. You can make a career out of it. I mean, both Eva and I started as direct support. I don't think either one of us thought this is where we'd end up, right? Running an agency. I thought, well, I'll do this until I figure out what I want to do. And I think a lot of people just fall in love with it. It's challenging, it's exciting. You make a real difference, and you can actually make a living at doing it. So I think, we're in the midst of a staffing crisis. Great resignation everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to work, making TikTok videos and, working from home. So this isn't for them. This is a hands-on, you gotta love people, you gotta love rolling up your sleeves and doing it. But I think for a lot of people, they really make a connection to the field. And so just to get the word out there, we exist, we have opportunities, check us out. There are a lot of agencies doing great work similarly, so.
Okay, great. Eva, is there anything that you'd like to add?
Just quickly, I just want to say thank you to all our staff, our employees. It's great. I mean, the pay is not great, but we tried our best, and the passion that they have every day to come to work is really, really appreciated, and I just wanted to share that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
It's not easy work.
It's not.
It's not really, some people, you're not going to say, I'm a direct support. And some people say, ooh, it's not like saying I'm an astronaut, right? So I think it gets overlooked. Our employee, there might be 200 agencies that do the exact same thing that we do. But what makes every agency unique is the people that work there.
Yes.
And we couldn't do it without our direct support folks. So they're really the key.
Yes.
We're just the decoration.
Well, I think it's a little bit more.
Maybe a little,
a
but they're
little
really
more.
the base. They
They're
do
the
the
front
work.
line.
They're the front line.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm sorry, but that's all the time that we have. Thank you both for all you do for those in need. I'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions. Please send them to lifeissuestv@gmail.com. And remember, live each day to the fullest and celebrate life. Hi, my name is Judie VanKooiman. I'm the founder and president of Those Who Can for Those in Need.
And I'm Sebastian Lemieux. I'm the treasurer.
We connect people and resources from the greater Boston and North Shore area.
We provide help with elderly, losing a loved one, children, low income, homelessness, mental illness, disease and health issues, substance abuse, domestic violence, LGBTQ, and veterans.
We are Winthrop-based, but like we mentioned earlier, we cover a large area.
Our website is twctin.org, and on there you can find the various resources from the organizations that are with us, past episodes of Life Issues, which is a resource show, and our newsletters.
We hold 2 major events every year. We have our annual comedy show fundraiser in the spring, and early September we have our annual Family Resource Fair. For both events, please check out our website and social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
During our resource fair, our visitors will be able to visit the resource tables, there's food, and also various family activities.
To end, I started Those Who Can for Those in Need in memory of my husband, who passed away in 2007 of cancer. You can go on our website to learn more, twctin.org.
Thank you.
Thank you.